Sham, camera's rolling, man.
Okay, Luke, I'm coming. I told you already.
Sham!
Jesus, sweet mother of Nazareth. First of all, Luke, do not rush me. Because
Why?
you know I have haters out here.
Who?
Mum.
I've got no haters.
She said I
What is it?
needed a plate of food, Luke. How dare she?
You look hungry.
How dare she?
No, it's not about you, it's about your shape up.
Sharp. Hot. Hello, guys.
No, today we're going to talk about credit scores. So, what is a credit score? So, credit score is basically what lenders use to determine whether you qualify for a product. It could be a phone,
bill.
could be a house, could be a car, anything really. So
basically what they would do, they would like run a search, a credit search, and this will determine what kind of score you have. So they range from poor to excellent.
Yeah.
You need.
Mom, we're recording.
Yes, Mom.
Shamaya!
Mom.
Remember to put some makeup on this time. Because the last time you looked very hungry.
Oh gosh. She's running again.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
Luke, continue, please.
Basically,
Continue.
a credit score. So let's talk about different credit agencies. So you've got different credit agencies. You've got Nodal, you've got ClearScore, you've got Equifax, and the one that we use is Experian, which we feel is the actual best one.
So with Experian, it's if you just want to just check what your score is, it's absolutely free to Google that. Or it's a $14.99 subscription, which we use, and it tells you like a breakdown of what your score is. So if you're buying a house, definitely get that one, Experian.
Yeah. So there's no minimum score to get in order to buy a house. You know, different lenders, they've got different criteria, so it's very important that you understand that as well.
So for example, some banks will be more lenient than others. So for example, Halifax will take you on a poor score, whereas HSBC will only take you from good upwards. So it all depends. So you just got to do some searching regarding the bank to see who will take you on what score you have.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be those particular banks, it could be any bank. You know, we're not
Yeah.
making any specific suggestions like this bank will take you or whatever. You know, we're just making examples of what exactly it is. So the most important factors regarding the actual credit score is, you know, your credit utilization, the length of, the history of your credit as well. And also, you know, looking into sort of your late payments as well. So especially things regarding stuff like phone bills, you know, it's very important that you keep on top of your payments. You know, because if you fall back on, you know, late payments, it reflects very bad on your credit score. So, in terms of how do we improve credit score? Should we tell them?
Yeah, of course. So the easiest way to improve your credit score is to make sure that you're on the electoral roll. If you're not, then definitely register, and this will increase the score.
Yeah, it reflects well because this is how companies basically check your identity. So that is the main thing. Make sure you keep on top of your payments. Like, that is, that is very ideal.
Because listen, he took out a phone bill for £50, on contract. Tell me how my man just skipped to Jamaica and didn't pay his phone bill, please.
Now what it is,
and then his score was like 2%.
No, what it is, I didn't get the last phone bill and I ended up moving back to JA. Started studying medicine, and then when I came back, a default was registered on my account.
But tell them what a default is.
So basically, a default is what can be registered on your account if you've made a late payment. Basically, that company sends it on to debt collectors. They try to get in contact with you, and for whatever reason you haven't, got in touch with them. This reflects very, very bad on your actual credit score at the end of the day.
Loads of points. Loads of points.
Yes.
So what he done to rebuild his credit score, he had to
pay it off.
Obviously pay off the phone bill.
£50.
£50 caused him so much. So everyone, especially young people that's got a phone bill out, please keep up with your payments.
Yeah, it's very important. So any form of sort of utility bills at the end.
Yeah, any bill, anything on credit, phone, car, sofas, anything on credit. Please keep up with payments.
And they do say that in terms of having any sort of default, it can be registered in your account for probably about 6 years. But what happened in my case, I appealed that decision because at the end of the day, 6 years is a very long time, so you can make an appeal at the end of the day.
You can, and that it will restore your credit score.
Yeah.
So other things you can do. So we've spoke about. So we spoke about electoral.
Yep.
Make sure you keep up your payments.
Yeah. Credit cards.
Yeah. Also apply for a credit card with a limit of £500 or more. That will show really good on your credit score.
Yeah.
So.
Make minimum payments.
Yeah, make minimum payments. For example,
or above the minimum, I should say, on a monthly basis.
Yeah, just buy petrol with your credit card, and then at the end of the month, you only have a small amount of money to put back in your credit card, and don't ever max it out. Don't ever max out a credit card.
Max out a credit card.
I don't have a credit card because I will max it out.
Cancel any unused credit cards as well.
Yeah.
These store cards. Cancel them if you're not using them because it doesn't make any sense.
Definitely. If you're in an overdraft, try not to be in an overdraft, but things happen and you have to, but always try and repay your overdraft. Also, with these payday loans. Yeah.
Payday loans. Killer.
Another
important thing is, in terms of, monitor who you're financially linked with as well. And what that means is in terms of, you may have sort of linked addresses with people with an ex-partner in terms of a joint account with an ex-partner, or, you may have taken out a phone bill for a family member. That may, and if they miss a payment, that can reflect bad on your file as well.
So just be careful.
In terms of if you have any sort of unfair debts as well, do appeal them, fight for them. Because at the end of the day, these things can stay on your file for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So, figure out the different reasons as well for why you were rejected. Because, these companies, whatever lender, whatever you've applied for and you've been rejected, they're obliged to tell you why. So that you understand and you don't keep on applying because it's going to reflect badly on your score.
It's going to really bring your credit score down. So just definitely.
And then for the youngsters at the end of the day, if you don't, you wouldn't have sort of a ongoing long credit history. And even though we may think it would work in the other favour, if you haven't got any credit, it doesn't show your credit worthiness.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
so it's really backwards.
It's really hard at the end of the day. But, start from scratch.
Start from a phone bill. That's the easiest thing. Keep up your payments. Your credit will gradually grow. And your history will lengthen. So,
another thing that happened to me as well as it relates to, what are you shaking here?
Because you're dirt.
I had a student-free overdraft, and basically, I used that up. And when I finished university, I didn't make the payments on time. So.
I don't know what's wrong with you,
in terms of for the university students.
You're always out here living your best life with no money.
Don't lie.
Huh?
Don't tell lies.
What's wrong with you?
Don't lie. Yeah, it's shameful, but at the end of the day, just keep on top of the actual payments. Figure out, see if you have any court judgments as well, that may reflect quite badly on your credit score as well. So you need to contact the actual whatever organizations, and even if you do happen to be in debt, sort out the actual finances. Look into what's incoming and work out your actual outgoings, and then at the end of the day, make minimum payments if that's what you're able to offer.
So
anything else on credit scores?
I think that's it.
I think that about wraps it up.
That wraps up credit score.
Do drop a comment, let us know anything that you want to know about credit scores or anything. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions, and especially how as it relates to buying a house. Should we tell them about what happened in terms of looking for a house in Jamaica as well?
Yes, so listen to me guys. So last year we came back from Jamaica super depressed and was just we were like, let's skip countries. So I was just like, let's do it.
Let's go.
So we found a house in Jamaica that we really loved. So we started applying for it, and we went to Jamaica National in London to do the application forms. So the advisor told me, he said, if your credit score is below fair, the incoming. So good buddy Luke over here, credit score was poor. So I was just like, you know what, Luke, it ain't gonna happen. He already told me that don't come. So we were like, yeah, let's just try. So we got there. He said, okay, can I see your credit score? Showed him mine. Mine's excellent. He's like, fine. Showed him Luke's. He was just like, okay. He disregarded it straight away. He was just like, no. So that's how important your credit score is. Make sure it's at least fair, because they don't care if you're a good person, or they don't care if you are in a good job,
or have enough money.
If your credit score don't reflect it,
Count it over.
they're vultures.
But
okay.
you know, in terms of, it's just a lot about figuring out why your credit score is low and how you can actually clear it. Because I'm pretty much close to a maximum score. I'm not boasting, but I'm just showing you I was at a very poor score.
Yeah.
But I figured out I went through every detail of that credit report, and you know, started to use the actual credit card, paid off the credit card each month, you know, sorted out whatever debt I had before, you know, in terms of parking tickets.
Let's not go there.
But you know, you can go from a poor score to an excellent score, and you know, you just need to find out what it is and how you can improve on it.
Right.
So I think that wraps it up, guys.
Wraps it up, guys. So we're gonna think about what to do next, what we need to do next, and then we'll ask you guys what you'd like to hear. So let us know, and don't ever rush me again, Luke.
One love. Later. One love.